Good morning everyone, welcome back to another vlog. It is currently 6:33 a.m. and we have a lot on today, and I'm going to take you guys through a day in my life, or a weekend of my life, or a couple days of my life. Bottom line is I'm taking you guys with me, and it's very early right now, and this is what it looks like. Plans for this weekend, I mean, obviously we had the $129,000 month, which is my best month ever. It's kind of crazy, and it's May just started and I finished trading for the month. I've got so much to tell you guys, you know, when I actually go through the charts and all that stuff, because I've never made over $129,000 ever in my life, and you know, this is the first time I've actually ended up doing it, and so much to show you guys, you know, with the fundeds, with the personal accounts. It was basically a 50-50 split, you know, for making that, but I'd say most of it came from my live account. But I'm extremely grateful anyway, and you know what the main thing is? The main thing is that I did really well in April, is I followed my plan and I followed the process. I did not worry about the outcome. As soon as you start worrying about the outcome, that's when shit starts to go sideways, because you start thinking of the money, you start thinking of the monetary value. But if you just focus on consistently executing a system that works, that you know works because you've collected data on it, you have a big sample size, so you know it's very diverse and it's a good system, right? It'll work over time. If you just focus on executing the system rather than thinking about the outcome, oh, this trade will help me pass phase 1, this trade will help me pass phase 2, this trade will make me $10,000 if I let it ride out to this big take profit. If you just follow and being consistent with your system, drop the risk. I risk 0.3%. If you drop the risk and just be consistent with it, it takes out all those emotions that you have tied to the outcome, because you're risking little. You don't have too much to actually care about, because you just want to follow your system at the end of the day. That's your priority. When you're a good trader, that's your only priority, just following your system. Did I execute my system well today? Did I break my system? And through every single win that I had, and through every single loss that I had through April, they all followed my system. I did not break my plan whatsoever. Did not give a fuck about the outcome. Just followed my system every single time. That's the only thing I did, and that's the only thing I should care about, because that's what makes a good trader at the end of the day. Somebody that's able to consistently execute their system when they know they have an edge in the market. But look at this sunrise, boys. Isn't God amazing? Isn't God beautiful? We have so much that we complain about in life that we forget to be thankful about the simple things in life. Maybe a sunrise. I know I was one of those people that was never grateful for a sunrise, but now I appreciate every single one, and I'm making sure that God knows I'm appreciating every single one. So thank you, God, for the beautiful sunrise. We've got a jam-packed weekend ahead. Gonna do some celebrating, obviously, for the record month, and gonna catch up with one of the boys from Melbourne, Matty Boy. He's one of my day ones from Melbourne, so very excited to catch up with him. And I think this morning we're gonna go for a run, we're gonna go do Muay Thai, we're gonna go gym, so we're gonna do everything this morning. And it looks like it's a beautiful day to go for a run as well, so I'm gonna take you guys with me. It is currently 6:37 a.m. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we are going to get a move on with today. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and if you guys want me to drop more vlogs, let me know down below, and I'll take you guys on, you know, a couple of days with me. Let's get it, boys.
Everything I ever did. Do they have a pool there? Do they have a gym there? You used to do skincare, but now you do swimwear. Your ex-roommate got a condo that's downtown, but she got no furniture in her crib. I've been there. Checkmate, even though you hate that I even check, I still get an E for effort. Only time I play the back and forth is a Leo.
It is a beautiful day. Beautiful morning. Wow, I'm the biggest creature of habits. Like, my routine's literally just the same thing over and over, and I enjoy the process more than the outcome, to be honest. I just love being in my routine and following the grind. But I think now we are going to go for a run, and then we're going to go to the gym, and then we're going to go do Muay Thai. So this is what the scenes look like today. It's a beautiful day, a gorgeous day, and another reason to be thankful to the man above. I guess now we're gonna go into our run and get into this routine. And for those that don't know, like, I live all the way up there. Massive ass building. I've been on this beach for about 20 minutes, just doing some reflection, I guess. You know, looking back at my performance this year. Have I been working towards my goals? Have I achieved some of my goals? And I definitely have. I definitely have, and it's good. You know, I've finally cracked that 100k barrier for trading as well. And also having some reflections. And I was thinking to myself, like, what do people think when they hear my name or they see a video pop up? It's not my job to care or worry about what other people think, because the only opinions that matter are myself, my own self-belief, and my family and my close circle. But I do hope that when people see me or they watch my videos, I do hope that they see a person that started from the western suburbs of Melbourne, Hoppers Crossing, Werribee, somebody that can start from there, from nothing, all the way out that way, and then turn their life around into something that they can be proud of. I guess that's what I want other people to think about me. I just want them to see that you can start with nothing. You can start from the worst area of a city and you can turn your life around. Because I do see, like, a lot of people, a lot of influencers, they'll come from very nice areas that, you know, their dad will own like a company, their dad will own a business, they'll own a private school, you know who. My dad was a factory worker. He worked in a factory for about 40 or 50 years. It was a very long time. He did that to provide for me. And I'm always grateful, because he worked his ass off for me. And I remember when I was a kid and I had to stay in the after school program because he couldn't pick me up because he had work. He couldn't pick me up early because he didn't want to sacrifice money. I remember, you know, he'd tell me about his day on a hot day when I was fucking boiling at school. I feel bad for him because in the factory it would be like 10 or 20 degrees hotter, and I'd feel bad for him. And, you know, sometimes he'd have fights at work, you know, because my dad's a good person, and sometimes people just take advantage of that. That's the reason why it gives me the drive to be where I'm at today, to make him proud, to make my dad proud. Because if I wasn't growing up with the circumstances that I had, if I didn't have this chip on my shoulder, I probably wouldn't be here today. I'd probably be lazy, to tell you the truth. So, you know, I owe everything to my dad and God. A little bit of a yapping sesh, I'm sorry. I appreciate my family and my dad so much. He sacrificed a lot for me. It just hits different when your dad struggles. When your dad struggled and worked a lot. Like, it's not easy working in one of those factories, physical labor and all that shit for 50 years. Yeah, but he's old now. He's retired, so I love my dad a lot. And that's it. Warriors have done it. trash ass Rockets. You motherfuckers were saying Rockets in 7. Get these trash ass Rockets out of our face. See what happens when Steve Kerr actually knows how to fucking coach the team properly. That's right. Team actually showed up to help Curry today, so on to the next. Minnesota versus the Warriors. Look at that. So I've got some time in the afternoon. I'm just chilling. It's a nice calm evening, and I'm going to withdraw some money from my FTML account. So this is from one of my Toronto K accounts, and you can see that my reward is 19,266, which is about $31,000 Australian. So I'm going to take you guys through the withdrawal process with me. So we can choose refund. Obviously we're going to go for getting the refund, and you can choose your withdrawal. So the maximum is 19,266 and 96 cents, and this is part of my 129k a month, which is pretty crazy to say. I've got a Funded X withdrawal coming in as well, and obviously I've withdrawn throughout the whole month on my personal live account with a regulated broker. So now it's just, you know, pretty much the funded accounts that I've been waiting for that I can withdraw from now. Rollover, we're not going to do any rollover obviously, and we're going to scroll all the way down. Bank transfer. So I'm going to put my bank details in, and this is where I cut the video because, you know, obviously you guys aren't going to see my bank details. And that is pretty much it. And obviously you get a nice little certificate here, and I'm going to put that one in a nice plaque because this was my idea. These plaques were all my idea. Literally made these, like came up with the idea for these for the community. And obviously people like to steal because they don't know how to trade, but that's fine, you know. I guess we need to support our local Centrelink junkies anyway. But now it's a nice day, nice beautiful evening. Look at that. And we have to go celebrate because we just did 129,000 this month. So we're obviously going to have to celebrate, but it is looking beautiful outside right now. Wow. Look at that. So I think it's time to celebrate. One of my homies, Matt, is going to be here, so it's going to be good to celebrate with one of the boys from Melbourne, one of the day ones. So that's going to be very nice. So I smell a lot of food, and I'm currently cutting right now, but we got to have a celebratory. We have to have a celebratory. We need to have a celebratory. We need to have a celebratory dinner, so we're going to go and do that. Shit. Just not stepping out, I feel like I'm that nigga shit. I drop 30 on this room, we ain't gon' sleep for shit. If I catch you nodding off, then it's gon' be some shit. You can do what you wanna, live how you wanna spend. And here she is, boys. Friday night. About to go out to a nice dinner to celebrate. This is how you wanna do it. The Batmobile is ready. Oh yeah, she's ready. Look at her. Wow. Nice and clean. Oh yeah. She's ready to go. It's time to go on the trot, so let's see what she sounds like. I have not chosen an exhaust yet, so feel free to badger me in the comments and kick my ass into gear to actually get an exhaust done, so it can actually sound, you know, somewhat decent. But here we go. Ooh, not bad. Not bad for a cold start. She's ready to go, ready to terrorize the streets of the Gold Coast. Let's do it. Before I go, would you tell the world my secrets if I let you close? Feel my pain, you selling action. These days, no Kumaye. Niggas be plastic. Living in the midst of this shit might drive you mad. Feeling pretty mixed up. This that shit ain't all that. And I'm somewhere out of space. So I just pulled up to the Kaz, and this is where we're actually having dinner, and it's at a place called Kiyomi, a Japanese place. I've been there before. It's absolutely amazing, and it's Matt's first time, so I'm gonna get a lot of joy seeing him eat good. So yeah, we're gonna go see him right now. I haven't seen him in probably about 4 or 5 months since he was last up in Gold Coast, but got a nice spot for the whip. Kind of looks tough, like just sitting right there. I swear I actually got feelings for my car, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna go see Matt now, and we're gonna have a nice feed and maybe a couple slaps at the casino, because why not? You know, I gotta humble myself some way. You know what, as I'm walking over right now, you gotta have the right people around you. Like, my circle is so small, and Matt's actually one of the one of my day ones. You know, he's one of the people that I keep close to myself. And if you don't have good people around you, it's going to be a lot harder to grow in life, because those people are going to be holding you back to an extent. And if you have the right people that are around you, that uplift you, push you to heights that you've never been at before, and they challenge you and they call you out on shit, those are the right type of mates that you got to have around you. Oh, another M4 or M3. Looks like an M3. Looks fresh. Matty boy, say hi to the vlog.
We're back. We're back in the GC, brother. Where are we dining?
We're going to Kiyomi. We're having some Japanese tonight. You ready, Matty?
I'm
ready for a feed?
I'm keen. I'm keen as.
So right here we have the Bay Lobster. This is one of my favorites, and we're about to destroy this right now.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I told you.
That just melts in here.
I told you. It's insane. Yeah, this is insane. Trust me, this is like one of my favorite ones. You're gonna love this. Yeah, you're gonna love it, bro. Is it good, yeah? Looks insane, bro. Wow. Insane. Coming from a sushi hater, it looks insane.
This looks fucked.
Your turn, Matty boy.
Did you just bite it?
No, I raw dogged it.
Fuck, I might raw dog it as well. Oh, that smells good.
That's good. Just melted in my mouth. Doesn't even taste like fish. Good stuff?
We should have dipped it.
Yeah?
That's good, bro.
That was solid. So now we got the main course.
Over to my friends, still piping hoes from like 2010. They heard about my moves, they know I'm the man. Got too much to lose, fucking on these fans. Paid all my dues, plus I live a friend. I need all the loot, put it in my hand. Grab your girl, cause I'm a fucker. Shows up, I do it like no other, no. Anywhere I wanna go, I've been doing all these shows, spending all this dough.
So the vibes are on point, and I've got this whole joint to myself. I'm about to jump into that hot tub over there, but take a look at this. Absolutely stunning. Wow. Beach, city. The vibes are definitely there. So I'm about to jump in. And just look at that. Literally the most perfect pool and hot tub with views. Doesn't get any better than this. It's currently 6:26 and I'm going to meet up with Chris, and we're gonna have a workout, early morning workout, and yeah, just another day in the office. My routine gets very repetitive, so I apologize for that, but a good routine is really what makes a man what he is, and I truly believe that. Even before, when I wasn't profitable, my routine just stayed the same, and it helped build really good habits, and habits that I still use today. So let's get it, boys. So we've pulled up to Pack Fair. This is where we're going to have our sesh, and we're going to be training Chris, And it's gonna be a good sesh. I already know it's gonna be a big one, so mentally just gotta prepare for that one. And then you got the GT3 over here as well.
Over to my friends, still piping hoes from like 2010. They heard about my moves, they know I'm the man. Got too much to lose, fucking on these fans. Paid all my dues, plus I live a grand. I need all the loot, put it in my hand. Grab your girl, cause I'm a fucker. Shows up, I do it like no other, no. Anywhere I wanna go, I've been doing all these shows, been spending all this dough. When you get lost when you don't chase it, what you looking at me for? What you be looking at bankroll? When you get lost when you don't chase it.
So just to add everything up from my live account from obviously the record breaking month, this is all the withdrawals throughout the month. And as you can see, it starts with 5.9, 28.2, 5.2, 4,000, 3.4, 4,000, 3, 3.2. So all up, that's about maybe close to 60,000 right there. And that's just with a live account. And this is the account that I like to trade throughout the month and obviously withdraw. My main live account is obviously the one I've been trading the whole year, and I'm just compounding that, haven't withdrawn or anything from it. So the performance on that account stays intact. And then obviously I'll have a couple other live accounts which I have for fun, and you know, I'll trade when I do have that itch, because I don't want to sacrifice the profits on a funded account or my main live account if I do lose. So obviously this is what I've got throughout the month of April, and you know, this contributed to $60,000 out of the $129,000 from that month. And this was at the start of the month where I had my 1 mil account, and this was my second payout from that 1 mil account, and that's about $15,000 Australian, so that takes us to 75,000. And this is the other payout from that month, which was also, you know, me trading that account. That was my third payout on my 1 mil funded, and that takes us to about 100,000 ish right now. And then this was the last payout of the month, and this one comes out to about $30,000 Australian. So all up in total was about, it's actually about 130,000, not 129,000. But this was the payout that came through with FTMO. And the main thing I want to speak to you guys about is obviously this. So this was probably one of my best performances I've had, better than my 1 mil funded, because I actually had some psychology, you know, heebie-jeebies at the start with that one. So was a little bit shaky at the start. But in terms of my FTMO here, my maximum drawdown was 1.7%, and then obviously made $24,000 on this account. And straight up, like, my stats on this account were absolutely beautiful, because I follow my plan every single time on this account. And I actually want to go full screen and, you know, explain a little bit more on this account, so give me a second. This particular account, I made about $24,000 USD. This was approximately $37,000 Australian, so it was quite a lot. Obviously this is what the equity curve looks like. I only really traded this account for 2 weeks. And the maximum drawdown on this account was 1.71%. So for those that don't know what maximum drawdown is on the system, I highly recommend you get around it, because it really helps you understand your system on a deeper level. I know that if I go below, you know, 2 or 3% maximum drawdown, I am underperforming, and you know, it's probably time to reevaluate my data, the trades taken, try and make some refinements and adjust. But I wouldn't play around with the risk, because you know, going into drawdown and playing around with the risk, it just messes up your whole system. Your system is comprised of your wins and your losses, and messing around with the risks when you go on a losing streak, you know, can pretty much just fuck up your system, because once your system corrects itself, you have that winning streak, you've reduced the risk, and you're still in drawdown because you've just reduced the risk. So it's a good way to stay stagnant, I guess. But in terms of actually, you know, being able to grow as a trader, you need to ride out those wins, ride out those losses, and you got to let your system do its thing, basically. So only 11 trades were taken, 81% win rate. It was a 3-risk reward, but my stop loss, put the wrong stop loss in, and you know, sometimes we do make mistakes here, but ended up putting the wrong stop loss in, so that's a bit bigger. than what it should because I was risking 0.3%. So this should be a 3-risk reward at 81% over here. And then obviously I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pretty much out of the 2 weeks I had this account for, traded 7 days and got the account up to about 12%. So maximum drawdown at 1.71% with my new system, or not my new system, just the system that I've refined over time and made the adjustments with data. But 1.71% drawdown, maximum drawdown on my system, and then 12% gain. So these are the stats so far. And realistically, all it is here is just me following my system. It's nothing too crazy. I follow my system regardless of the wins, regardless of the losses. As long as I'm following my system, that's the main thing. That's my priority. If I'm not doing the right thing and I'm breaking my system, then, you know, those losses are going to be avoidable and unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I have to take accountability for that because, you know, this is my own account. You got to take accountability for your actions. You know, if you break a rule or if you break your plan or anything like that, you know, trade during news, you know, everybody's conscious enough to make their own decisions, especially when you're in a space like this. And if you want to go far, you really do have to stick to that plan, stick to your system, don't break your rules and take these high quality setups. And also, I'm not taking 10, 20 trades a day, just one trade. It's nothing crazy. A lot of people think less is not good. We need to trade more to have better trades. Like, that's just not true. The best thing I found is less is more, especially in a space like this. Like, literally 11 trades, 12%, 81% win rate. Just calm, not over trading, waiting for my setup to present itself. And the good thing is about my system, I've refined it to a point where it's very strict. So I'm not going to have a setup every single day. I'm not going to have a setup every single hour. It's very strict and particular, and that's what I really love about my system. But, you know, in terms of words of advice for what I could give you guys, you know, that's pretty much it. You guys got to follow through with your system, through the wins, through the losses, and you guys just got to keep doing your thing.